the constitution, then we have Kenya qua ground, which is reality, which is what Alex is saying. And that's it.
Okay.
We haven't found a way to reconcile them. And I think we're stuck there.
Okay, so all the ladies and gentlemen on this table, before we go for the debate, what's the one thing that those two gentlemen must not leave that stage without talking about? Let me start with you, Houghton.
No, I would like to address gender. Let's go for that. Gender and women's empowerment.
Yeah.
Culture. How do we move from a culture, a low trust and a culture of impunity to a culture of trust, especially the political culture?
Trust.
Yes.
What break it down.
How do we in the BBI they called it the national ethos. I didn't like that term, but we have a culture where corruption is seen to pay. And a study actually done by Aga Khan University in 2015 is still relevant today because the youth don't mind how, I think Kenyans, by any means necessary, you have to make money. We become consumerist, we don't uphold values. So how do we switch that culture? We have enough laws.
Okay, let's go to Sheila.
Integrity for me, because if you're not going to be able to meet all your goals and objectives in your manifesto if you don't look at the software. And that's really our values as a country, the values of the people that you are going to appoint in government, the values of the people around you. That's one question I have, because even for the main, the so-called leading candidates, my question, as they keep on telling us and giving us solutions to corruption, but for me the first problem I see is that they're surrounded by people who have been accused of corruption, some who are even in court, and have been charged with corruption. And so my question therein is, how much do you care about integrity and the values that are so well articulated in Article 10 of our Constitution if you're going to not really consider this as you look at, appointing and propping up people who are going to be part of your campaign and possibly part of your government?
Professor Oti?
Mine is two issues. One is public institutions. Strengthening accountability of public institutions to the public. They should not leave that stage without talking about how they're going to address that. Because the erosion of the efficacy of public institutions is the reason why we're here today as a country. Where we're now talking about, say, Mwaure should not say that he wants to bring in asset recovery into his office. Let's strengthen public institutions in the places where they are and not reconsolidate power in the office of the president. The second one is public debt.
But right now we have a lot of independent institutions that are not working.
But how are they going to strengthen them? They should focus on strengthening existing public institutions. Public debt now constitutes about 68% of public liability, 68% of GDP.
We need to get Dennis one thing, then we just go.
No, mine very quick, since we've all said this. Balancing the budget.
Balancing the budget. Okay, let's balance the time here as well, because right now we are taking that break that will lead us into the first debate of the evening. That is a debate between the Agano presidential candidate David Wahiga Mwaure and the Roots presidential candidate Professor George Wajakoya.